So I've created a new form, and this one is a quiz. I've just titled it Rock Cycle Quiz, and I went ahead and added the questions, what's your first name and what's your last name? I also recommend if you have multiple classes that move around, that you ask the question, which class period are you in, for the same reason of being able to filter out by last name. Underneath that, I've already added my first question, and it's a multiple choice question. To create an answer key for that, I need to go up to my settings wheel and I need to make sure that I have my quizzes option checked and click make this a quiz. Now, the locked mode on Chromebooks is very clunky. It is a wonderful idea. It's still relatively new. It's been around in Google Forms for about a year, but sometimes these get hung up on light speed in our district and students can't access it or it keeps freezing up the form. If possible, I always recommend to just leave that turned off, but I understand if you want to turn it on. If we are still in NTI, even though you have locked mode on, which typically means that students cannot open another tab or close the browser once they begin until they get finished with the quiz, even if you have that selected, students can still use their phone or another device if they're at home where we can't see them. So just keep those things in mind. Underneath that, you have release grade. You can select to have their grades immediately released after each submission or later after manual review. If you pick immediately and you have paragraph questions or short answer questions that do not have answers to them, the Google form will automatically count those incorrect. What that means is if a student really gets a 100% and 50% of the questions were short answer or not graded, even though they get a 100% and they have everything correct, it's only going to grade the multiple choice, so it'll look like they got a 50 out of 100. So keep that in mind. The last option on this menu is respondent can see missed questions, correct answers, or point values. Those are an option for you to show the students once they turn it in. My preference is to always turn off the correct answers because I want the students to be able to see what they got incorrect and have a chance to reflect on that. Once you have everything in this menu the way that you want to press save. Now, if I scroll down to my question that I have, I can click answer key and it's going to tell me or let me pick the correct answer. So I'm going to select it and it's automatically typically set to 0. So I want to determine how many points I want that question to receive and then click done. Also, when you have answer key, you can automatically add answer feedback, and I'm going to come back and show you how to do that at a later time. So this question kind of matches a vocabulary quiz. If I want to add another question, and I have the same responses here that for my next question, I can click these 2 squares or rectangles to duplicate. And then I can just change the question. And then I want to click answer key and change that answer to have the correct answer. That's one little hack that I found over the years that has saved me so much time. Next, I'm going to click the plus sign again. And this time, instead of multiple choice, I'm going to ask a short answer question. So I want the students to tell me what the answer is. Google will automatically use its augmented reality to give me a correct answer. So, but I'm just going to ignore that for now, and I want to click answer key. And I'm going to add a correct answer. Whatever I type, however I type it inside of here is how Google will grade it. So for instance, if a student came in and put igneous rock without the capital letters in it, then it would automatically count that incorrect. So I might want to put in a couple of correct answers. That way, um, however they type it will be correct. If it's a commonly misspelled word, if I'm teaching the little people, then I might go in and add that answer in as well. And once you start collecting responses, if you start to see a lot of commonly misspelled words in a certain type of way, you can always go in and add that too. And then you can automatically mark all other answers incorrect. So, multiple choice and short answer are two of the types of questions that Google Forms will automatically grade. I'm going to add one more. The next one is going to be checkboxes. That Google Forms will also grade for you. Now, for this, I'm going to go down to answer key and I'm going to click all of the answers that can be correct. Make sure I give it the correct amount of points that I want and click done. For this type of questions, usually you can see that multiple choice are circle and multiple select are square. I always like to click the three dots and add a description and say select all. That way students just are aware that it's a multiple select question, just like they would see on other forms of tests. After you have your form set up exactly the way that you want it, you can press your send button and send this by link in Remind or anywhere that you give your students or parents links, or you can embed it in Google Classroom just like with any other assignment.